Now, how do maps, prints and photography play a role in exploring history and its role in forming our identities? An engaging look at a poet and writer's highly talked about exhibition, Terra Cognita, which was part of the art festival in Goa. In the 19th century, as Britain was consolidating its empire geographically and politically, the role cartography played can be seen in this map by well-known cartographer of that time, Aaron Arrowsmith. A 9-sheet massive detailed map of India from the Kalakriti archives, used by poet and cultural theorist Ranjit Hoskote in Terra Cognita, an acclaimed exhibition, part of the Serendipity Arts Festival.
The exhibition actually brings together 4 different strands that I've been preoccupied with for a long time. One is the narrative of the map. What does cartography really mean in terms of how we respond to territory? What is the relationship between fantasy and science when we represent territory or belonging or location? Then there's the history of print modernity in India. I take 1556 as a kind of starting point because that's when the printing press arrived in Goa. It was the first time the Western-style printing press arrived in Asia.
Prints from diverse sources, pamphlets, cartoons, advertisements explore the colonial encounter and look at how perspectives are formed and represented.
What happens in the contact zone when very dissimilar forces come together, different kinds of people, and what is it that gets produced? So that's 2 of the strands that were important. I also wanted to be able to reenact 2 exhibitions of printmaking that I feel are a lost history. And that's where we're standing, actually. It's the Zal Praxis exhibitions that were supported by the Cimarosa Art Gallery and the XAL Foundation in the early 1990s. I would want to honor the memory of those exhibitions because they represent a time when printmakers in India came together and found solidarity. They found articulation as a community. Because for a very long time before that, printmaking had been somehow derided as a minor form or an inferior form. And I often think that what we've done is to make a jump cut from one generation's fixation on oil painting and the modern to another generation's fixation on the contemporary and the immaterialized artwork, the video, the performance, the installation, the archive, and all of this.
Baiju Parthan's 58-part photographic installation based on the 18th century monk Abbe Faria statue tied in with the location of the exhibition to reinforce an underlying theme, one of transcultural politics, a word that Hoskote through Terra Cognita brings to life and makes easier to understand.
There's a transcultural politics, there's a story about global finance, and there's a story about what colonialism might have meant under the sign of complicity here. And that's why those windows are so important. And then there's the Abbe Faria statue, which memorializes a figure who was born in Kandoli but made his reputation in Europe. So this exhibition is also in part about research. It's in part about activating latent memory.
With Tarun Grover, Rakesh Solanki, Sumi Deogam, Radhika Bordia for NDTV.